Hello and welcome to the Gauntlet of Greatness. Group C is about to wrap up. We're going to see what happens. What you see before me is the Mythic conscription deck. Now, this deck is taking care of business so far. I mean, you would expect nothing less from a Jace the Mind Sculptor deck, right? I mean, not only is this a Jace the Mind Sculptor deck, it's also got this ridiculous, like, acceleration and Lotus Cobra with fetch lands into Sovereigns of Lost Alara, which you play Sovereigns of Lost Alara, you attack with like a leftover Bird of Paradise, and suddenly Eldrazi Conscription is hitting the table right away. So this deck's kind of awesome. It is the #1 seed in this group. It's 2-0. Has not yet clinched a playoff spot, though. It is possible for this group to have a three-way tie at 2-1, where hypothetically Mythic could lose the tiebreaker. So the opponent this game, the Fires of Yavimaya deck, Fires of Yavimaya, Red-Green Beatdown, sort of just when creatures finally started to get good, roundabout Invasion, so Blastoderm and Saproling Burst, Flametongue Kavu, Fires of Yavimaya accelerates all of those fading creatures kind of a turn faster than they were designed to come out, so it was really Fires that turned this into a deck, and it was quite good for the year that Fires and Saproling Burst overlapped in Standard, so we'll see what happens. Fires has pulled off one upset, so if Fires can win this, then it is at least tied for a playoff spot. However, Mythic would very much prefer to just take care of business, get the 3-0, get the 1 seed, and sail on into the top 8. Let's see what happens. I'm going to play the Mythic side. So I'm going to challenge Shadow. I have the Mythic deck, and yeah, let's fight. Alright, die roll, that's got to be good. Alright, what does this draw? It's Hierarch into Lotus Cobra. It's 1,000,000 mana. It's ramp but no gas? I think you keep ramp but no gas, because I'm going to draw something, and I can even explore to draw an extra something. Alright, I think you keep ramp but no gas. Just, I mean, Lotus Cobras can't attack, right? It's not like they don't do anything. Yeah, so next turn I can play the Lotus Cobra, the fetch land to explore. This is the land that gives pro color. It can usually be fetched up by the Knight of the Reliquary. Alright, he's the ramp deck also, of course. Dueling mana critters. Green on green action, huh? Yeah, I need to draw something powerful. Well, Mana Leak's not nothing. Interesting. So the fact that I have Mana Leak, I kind of want to leave Mana Leak up next turn. I can do that, right? I play... No, I can't. Yeah, I can make 4 mana on my turn, but I can't... I guess I can explore land. That's kind of a waste. Huh. Well, his 3-drops aren't the most exciting things. He might sneak a Fires down for 3 mana, but it's really 4 mana where I have to start worrying about Flametongue and Blastoderm or Saproling Burst, so I'm not going to have Mana Leak up this turn. The interesting question is whether I crack this fetch land now in order to cycle and explore. I probably do, right? Or I just play another Lotus Cobra. Yeah, I think I'm going to get 2 Lotus Cobras in the play. Oh, this is 3 mana, of course. Alright. Maybe I should have cycled and explored there. I don't know. Yeah, he sneaks down the Fires. Now I definitely want to leave up Mana Leak for whatever the threat is. Oh, nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I only have 5 mana here. I can't quite do this. I think I squandered my fetch land. What are you gonna do? Well, play Sajiri stuff. Pro color doesn't really do anything. Mostly, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do not have the mana this turn, so I'm just going to cycle this Explorer. Because if I top deck a fetch land, I can play the Sovereigns, I think. Whatever. Bird of Paradise, which I can play. One, 2, 3, 4. I'll have 5 mana next turn. So basically, drawing a land will turn on Sovereigns. Alright. Like I said, we wanted to draw gas to ramp into. We've ramped. We even got this mana leak to stop whatever this is. Yeah, not so much. Oh, a good card. So can't get to the Sovereigns yet. What are you gonna do? He's got no ability to attack me. I'm just drawing cards. More Sovereigns. Alright, how much mana does this fetch land make? So this fetch land makes 2 when it comes down, 2 when I fetch a land is 4. I tap the land that I get is 5. Bird of Paradise is 6. So I can play the Sovereigns off this fetch land in the Bird of Paradise. I attack with 1 Lotus Cobra and it gets suited up. Sounds like a plan to me. Alright, fetch land. 2 Lotus Cobra triggers. I need a blue mana. And I need a white mana. Crack this. Can only get forests. No problem. Lotus Cobra gives me more mana. Can only attack with 1 because, of course, it's an exalted trigger. What do you think we should get? I know. Let's get Eldrazi Conscription. 12, 11 Lotus Cobra. And next turn, I get to annihilate him. So this is +10/+10. Because I've already attacked with the creature by the time it comes into play, the Annihilator 2 doesn't work, but whatever. +10/+10 and Trample is quite good. Dump your hand. Yeah, this deck is awesome. I'm done. What do you got, Mr. 5 cards in hand? Flametongue Kavu doesn't do anything. Zapperling Burst for Schadenport. Zapperling Burst doesn't do anything on this board either. Is this thing legendary? No, I can get another one? Ridiculous. He's got nothing, right? All he's got is the ability to try to chump block and stay alive, but he's on 2. Bird of Paradise kills him all by himself. Like, Bird of Paradise is lethal even without a, even without enchantment on it. I may have lost my call with Shadow. I hope his internet is okay. I know it's supposed to snow where he lives in North Carolina right now, so I think I've clearly got this game. I'm going to pause the recording and see if I can get Shadow back online. So I'll be right back, and I should be up a game once I am.
Do I have to do something to reconnect? There we go.
All right. Shadow did get knocked offline, but he should be back momentarily to scoop. I was actually talking to him, and his hand sounds great. If you look at this, the Fire deck did exactly what it's supposed to do, right? It goes early mana creature into turn 2 fires, into Flame Tongue Kavu, into Saproling Burst. Now, doesn't get much better than that from the Fire deck's point of view. However, not good enough. All right, sideboarding. Naturalize is a little bit tempting. No, he's mostly creatures. No, I mean, let's get this. The question is, I can turn his mana creatures off. It's not like I have bad cards. This isn't awful. Well, I guess he's not making me discard it. I just 4/4 that gains 4 life is pretty good. It probably gets outclassed by Blastoderm. It's just, do I want naturalizes for Saproling Bursts? Interesting. Is that better or worse than like an Elspeth number 3? I mean, flying's pretty good against him. I don't know about these explorers. I do think that the ability to kill a fires and kill a Saproling Burst is pretty good. I think he even has Chimeric Idols that I can naturalize. Yeah, naturalizes seem worth it against him. I'm not sure anything else is, though. Because, again, it's not like my cards are bad. I like where the mana leaks are. Alright, let's run it. This rolls. Well, it's got a turn 2 mana leak. I think I keep this. I mean, it's slow-ish, but his deck is ramp and threats, and he can't do anything truly threatening before my mana leak comes online. So, yeah, 4 land, 3 spell. Seems like a keeper. Oh, no mana creature for him. That's great for me. Right on schedule. The turn 2 Llanowar Elf. Alright. I mean, this is a tap-out deck, so I'm going to mana leak anything he does that does anything here, and then I'm going to tap out for Knight of the Reliquary. Hope I don't get it Flame Tongue Kavu'd. If my mana works, I'll play Elspeth on the next turn, although I don't currently have an untapped second source of white. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, I would leak a fires here, I'm pretty sure. I think I leak literally anything. You're gonna do nothing? You're gonna attack a Llanowar Elf, that's fine. Huh. Now that's interesting. Because I can leave up mana leak. Oh, he's gonna port me. That's annoying. Yeah, I got nothing. Oh, jeez. How does this work? I can play porting my green. I can play the fetch land, crack it for green to get the Lotus Cobra down, which will let me play stuff in the future. Or I can play the fetch land and leave up mana leak. So it's a question of whether I want to leave up mana leak or try to play a Lotus Cobra. I think I leave up mana leak because my hand doesn't explode into anything, and again, anything threatening that he does, I would like to be able to stop it. So I have to play an untapped land, though, which means it's this fetch land. I don't think he's not going to be able to... He can main phase port and then play a fires. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I just think with him not doing much, having this early mana leak up is kind of useful. Report phase. Oh, untapped white mana. Interesting. Do I play Elspeth? Just Elspeth make a 1/1? I mean, he can go Flame Tongue Kavu, kill your 1/1, attack your Elspeth. What else am I gonna do though? I can play tap land, Knight of the Reliquary. Knight of the Reliquary is a 3/3 with 1 fetch land in the graveyard. But if I play Elspeth, then I can potentially go Mana Leak and something next turn. Yeah, he's got no fires, so he's not hasting anything over. I think I'm going to play Elspeth. I could have gone Lotus Cobra, sacked fetch land into Knight of the Reliquary. Maybe that would have been better. I don't know. This feels okay though. Like this isn't going to die. And I get to just start spitting out a bunch of 1/1s. I guess the danger is that he can land a Saproling Burst. But it's not a hasty Saproling Burst, it's just a normal Saproling Burst. And I'm just building up stuff, you know? Yep. It's kind of what I thought he was going to do. It's just not that bad. I'm going to play 2 potential blockers for Flame Tongue next turn. Elspeth's going to make a guy. Yeah, he's going to correct 2 loyalty off of Elspeth, which makes sense. But now, yeah, I get to go Lotus Cobra, tap land, mana from the Lotus Cobra into Knight of the Reliquary. Probably that's the better tap land, isn't it? I think Knight of the Reliquary is better than Mana Leak here. Just because I want to make sure I can block Flame Tongue. Yeah, I mean, Mana Leak's losing a lot of utilities. He's got what, 7 lands? So I mean, he can go land Saproling Burst. I wouldn't be able to Mana Leak it. What's he up to? Thornscape Battle Mage. Yeah, he would have been able to pay for Mana Leak. The red kicker's pretty good. Down goes Lotus Cobra, presumably. It's too bad. It means my Sovereigns... I'll need an untapped land to play Sovereigns next turn. Oh, I can do Knight of the Reliquary shenanigans to get Sovereigns into play. Which is probably worth it. And there's the fires. Huh. You can eat this stuff on... Ugh. So I can trade Knight of the Reliquary for Thornscape and Fires. If I want Elspeth alive, I have to chomp this Flame Tongue. Man, I really want a creature alive so that I can sovereigns. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know that. Well, I think if he's willing to sacrifice his fires, I have to just allow that. Because otherwise he's going to kill Elspeth. He's got, what, 1 card left in his hand? Yep. No, that makes sense. But, I mean, it's a 2-for-1 for me, right? I mean, I think I am correct to play it that way. Jace. Without a second blue mana. So all I can do is make a 1/1. Oh, that's why I should have played Colonnade instead of Wildwood. Man, I didn't even think of that. Second blue mana. So that I can top deck Jace. Yeah, that should have been a Celestial Colonnade. Oh well. Do have this available to block, though, which is why I played it. Yeah, maybe the ability to block with Wildwood on this turn is useful enough. I mean, I obviously don't know that I'm going to top deck Jace. I just know that it's possible to top deck Jace. Yeah, his attacks aren't great here. Rashad and Port can tap during Wildwood. Fire? Seriously? Nothing I can do about that. Again, he's got 1 card. It's only the Flame Tongue headed at Elspeth. Yeah, he's been planning this the whole way. Got no blockers. Bye-bye, Elspeth. Fire was annoying. And you still got a port. Not the blue mana. Damn it. You figured it out. I don't know if Jace can save me here. Asking an awful lot. Yeah, I don't really want to bounce something that's then going to kill my Lotus Cobra, so. Save me, Jace! Naturalize doesn't do anything, Mana Leak doesn't do anything. I played a land this turn. Yeah, which one of these cards do I not want to have in my hand next turn? I guess it's the Mana Leak. Interesting. So he's going to get Jace no matter what I do. Right, because even if I block Flame Tongue Kabu, which is the obvious block, then he still gets Jace for 3. Which means I basically get to decide whether I want to make this block or not. Because I can just run the no blocks and then have the Lotus Cobra alive next turn to attack and pick up a Sovereign's token. Sounds pretty good, right? I take 1 to 13. Yeah, I think I just run the no blocks here. What, he can port me twice? But that's not good enough. Jace was a very fitting distraction. Oh, geez, Sapling Burst. That makes this a lot harder. Oh, by the neutralize, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh! How about this? No Sapling Burst for you. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. And I'll get a white, I'll get blue. Three, 4, 5, 6. I'll play a 4/5 creature. We'll attack with Lotus Cobra. And Lotus Cobra is going to be wearing Eldrazi Conscription. Whack! Take 12. Oh, 13 even. And this puts him at 2. Like, I don't think he can hit me for lethal here, especially through a 4/5 creature. Man, this deck. So Jace did save me? Is that what happened here? Jace actually did save me? Yeah, I've been thinking Jar and Academy are obviously... Wow! Got there. Crazy. Hey, Shadow, hit your video button.
Oh, sure thing.
We lost the video when we lost you a little earlier.
Yep.
Man, I thought you had me that game, and then, like, Jace showed up as a distraction slash... Yeah, mostly as a distraction. Kablam!
Yeah. It was sad. It was very sad. So, but like it was this weird control-y version of this deck because I was just drawing port after port.
Yeah.
And like the deck's not quite designed for that, so
It can be. I mean, you effectively played around a Mana Leak. I had a Mana Leak in my opening draw that I left up a bunch of times, and literally I wound up shuffling it away with that one Jace activation at the end of the game, so it never did anything.
Right. I was playing around it, and I'm like, okay, I'll just port his island. And you're like, oh, he's going to port my island. I'll just cast this thing over here. And I'm like, so it worked out, sort of, but I wasn't able to punch through.
Yeah, so that means that the Mythic Conscription deck is through to the top 8. It will be the 1 seed coming out of this group. It's 3-0. Fires fans, though, we don't know. There could still be a 3-way tie for second in this group at 1 and 2. So, to be determined. Fire's deck could wind up second, tied for 3-way tie for second. It could wind up third. It could wind up in a 2-way tie for last. So it could wind up anywhere from second to last. We will see. That was a cool match, though. That was interesting. Kind of the green on green fight. We haven't seen a lot of that in the Gauntlet.
It's very true. It's very true. That first game had such a perfect hand that nothing I can do.
My
this
perfect
game
hand beats your perfect hand. I think that's what we learned there.
That is what we learned. My hand could not have been better, and there was no way I was winning.
But I was on the play with a mana creature, and I just like dumped my whole hand before you could do anything.
Yeah. Didn't you play Jace?
What's that?
Didn't you play Jace and then that mythic creature, like whatever that guy's name is, on the same turn in the first game?
Maybe. My turn 3 was awkward, though, or my turn 2 was awkward. I had this Explorer that I cycled for no effect. It was. I didn't say it wasn't good. It was clearly a good draw from my deck.
Yeah,
but it wasn't perfect. That's all.
All right. Well, Mythic deserves its top spot. It did really well.
It seems to. It definitely seems to. All right. Stay tuned for more action on the Gauntlet of Greatness. We'll be right back.